Hey everybody, it's Susan here with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. We're going to be playing with the painted glass and the graceful glass designer series vellum today. But before I do that, for all of those of you who are on my newsletter and follow the card candy challenges, these are the card candy kits that are coming out to you in the mail. So I've given you some basic black and white cardstock, a piece of the designer vellum. Everyone's getting a different variety on that. And then I've stamped the circle image and some various words for you so that you can use those in your card creation. So get your blends out and have some fun with those. Now remember, to get card candy, all you have to do is stamp with me during the month, shop with me during the month, or if you received a card candy a previous month, all you got to do is play and you get another one. So this is my customer appreciation thank you. Instead of sending you a pre-made card, I send out some samples of some fun new stuff that you can play with yourself and decide if you like it. So those kits are coming out to you at your mailboxes for those bright orange envelopes, and they'll be arriving very soon. So let's move on to today's show and tell. So I really loved all the samples that were in the catalog this year for this set, and I decided today I'm going to case this one here where they've kind of done a stained glass window behind and have some roses and have done this circle print for you. So I'm going to case that card today. So that's what I'm working on. So let's get started. Let me see, I'll put that there so you can see that, and I'll put a picture of that on my tutorial for you. That'll be on the newsletter coming out on Tuesday. So don't worry about trying to see it right here. It'll be on my tutorial. So I decided, well, first I haven't decided exactly. I decided I was either going to use the Granny Apple Green or the Flirty Flamingo as my card base, because those are the color markers I decided to use with my blends. So as you can see, I've already stamped and die cut out my roses. I've got one more to color there. And then I have a piece of vellum. This one I chose to be the one with the arrows. Okay, we're going to do a little more coloring on that. We're going to back that on white, and then that's going to go onto our card. So let's just go ahead and color that first, and then we'll decide which color I want to put on the card base. So I'm going to zoom in for you just a little bit so it's a little easier to see me applying the blend ink to these. So we have dark and light blend markers. Okay, and so what I've done is I started with the darkest Granny Apple Green, and I've colored the triangle at the base with the dark. Okay, and so we're just going to create a pattern with our colors. See how easy that goes on? And then the nice thing about being on vellum is that when we put the white behind it, it's kind of going to make it all glow a little bit. So I've cut my vellum the same size as my Whisper White that's going to go behind. So it's just going to be one panel on top of the other. Okay, so there's my dark. Then I'm going to move to my light. I just do the next section. Now the nice thing about these vellums that come in a 6x6 pack is there's all different patterns. Some are long and thin, some are square, some are more of these rectangular pieces. Some are basic patterns, some are definite shapes. So they're really a lot of fun, and you can make a lot of different cards using the different vellums. So that's a really nice perk. Now I'm moving into the Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to use the dark Flirty Flamingo first. And as you can see, I'm just moving along my pattern as I go, and blends dry pretty quickly, so being an alcohol-based ink, that's a really nice feature. So I'm just going right on the top of my vellum. Now sometimes I do paint on the back of my vellum, but today, deciding these colors were a little bit lighter, I wanted the color to be right on top. Now the lightest Flirty Flamingo here, it's very, very light. So it's there, but it's just a hint of pink. So if you can't exactly see it, don't worry. It is there, but So, and then if you were doing your panel and you wanted to do all this white, another color, or if you wanted to do one of those colors we just used, you could do that, but I'm going to leave it white. So let me zoom us back out. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and put that right onto our Whisper white panel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over and add a little snail, just so we can tack it down. Now you might want to be strategic and put the snail behind the colored in shapes, because sometimes you can see that adhesive behind the vellum. And then I'm very carefully going to line this up right with the edges of my white. Okay. So there's that. Alright, so now I've got these 3 roses. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish coloring the last one, so I'm just going to add some of the Granny Apple Green to the 2 leaves. And then I'll do the Flirty Flamingo for the color on the flower. And I can go right over my stamped image. Now I did stamp in Memento Black. Remember, you want to use your Memento Black ink when you're using the alcohol markers. Get the color in that last part there. Okay, so we've got 3 roses. Now, for this card, are we going to go with the Granny Apple Green, or are we going to go with the Flirty Flamingo? See how a different card base can make the card look a little bit different? I think I want to go with the Flirty Flamingo, so I'm going to move the green off the camera screen here. Okay, so now, another part of this card that we're casing, I'm going to bring this back in. Okay, so I've got the card, okay, I've got my panel behind, I've got my 3 roses. We need to make this circle with the stamp and the words. So what I'm going to do is stamp with the Granny Apple Green. Get it open, there we go, here's my Granny Apple Green. And I'm going to stamp off my color once, so that's a little bit lighter. I don't want it to be too bold. So, look that up. I'm going to stamp it off once, and then if I stamp it off again, see how it's lighter? So I want that lighter green. So again, stamp it off once, and then I'm going to stamp it once on here. Then I'm going to use my Memento, and right over the top I'm going to stamp Have a Beautiful Birthday. So, fits right inside, stamp right over the top. Perfect. Okay. Then I'm going to bring in my 2-inch circle punch. This set is designed to be exactly for the 2-inch circle punch. So I just line that up, punch it out, and we are good to go. So let me get some dimensionals ready. Put it on the back here. Now you can see I tried it with the pink and I didn't like the pink, but I decided to use the green. Alright, so there's that is ready. Here are my roses. Those will go on too. Now one more thing in this image is we've got this black ribbon. Okay, they call this cord, black 1/8 inch cord. Okay, and they've just gone back and forth behind there. So let's just cut ourselves off a piece. Let's go ahead and put this panel down. Move this out of the way. Alright, so I'm going to put my panel down here. Just like that. Now my cord, I think I'm going to use some glue dots to hold that in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a glue dot here and here to start. So, got 1. I'm going to bring around and tack it here. 2. Let's get 1 more glue dot. Now the nice thing about glue dots is you can roll them up and make them kind of skinny. 3. So I can just press that right into it, and then I'm going to trim that off. So there's that. Now I've got my circle. It's going to go right over the top. See? Alright, now let's do our 3 roses here, our triplet of roses. I'll pop each of those up on a dimensional. I'll have 1 up here. I'll have 2 down here. If I can get it off my thumb. Wow. Alright. Looks like I've got thread in there. Get that off. Alright, so 1, 2, and there we go. So we've cased a card right out of the catalog. So if I can do it, you can do it. So use those catalogs as great idea starters to use your sets. If you don't know what to do with them when you first get them, just go ahead and mimic the cards that are in the catalog to kind of get your creative zones going. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the show and tell for today. Be watching for those card candy kits in the mail. If you haven't received a card candy kit and you'd like to, just drop me an email and I'm happy to share with more of you those fun kits each month. So until next time, I hope you do some fun stamping. Remember, comment and thumbs up below. You can subscribe here so you don't miss anything, or you can subscribe to the show and tell newsletter that comes out on Tuesday so that you are in the know of everything I've got going on. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye-bye.